Make sure you leave that bag open.
Good tip, Matt. All right, I have my mussels. We're gonna make seafood fra Diavolo. The reason why Matt told me to leave this bag open is we wanna make sure that these mussels stay nice and fresh for our dish later tonight. The next thing I have to grab is my shrimp. I'm gonna go for these 100% natural shrimp here, and they're 16 to 20. And the 16 to 20 size basically means that those are 16 to 20 per pound. And these things are frozen within 6 hours of harvest. It's really nice and fresh. Now I need to get my pasta. I'm going to turn to this Italian Classics linguine here. It's imported straight from Italy, and it's made from 100% durum wheat flour, which means it's going to hold up well after cooking. Now it's just a short walk to my next ingredient. All right, the last thing I need to get is this hot pepper spread. It's great on pizzas. I love it on sandwiches, and it's also going to be a perfect marinade for our seafood. It's going to add just the right amount of kick to my dish. Let's go cook this thing. All right, here goes, a seafood fra Diavolo. I'm going to start to talk about our three main ingredients here. I've got all my seafood lined up. I got my half a pound of shrimp, peeled, deveined, thawed out, ready to go. I've got some calamari here, which most of it's scored. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then I've got my 2 pounds of mussels. The mussels, I want to make sure that before you put them in the dish, you're going to go through and check these guys and make sure that none of them are opened, nice and fresh before you put them in. If there's any that don't respond, we're going to toss those out before we add them to the dish. So I'm going to add my calamari here. I'm going to take this guy and split this in half. This is for visual appeal, but also it's going to help to make these a little bit more tender. So I split those in half. I'm actually going to make some score marks, maybe like 4 or 5 on each one. The one way, they're going to come crisscross. The other way, and I add these guys to that, so when those cook, they're actually going to start to roll on each other and be a little bit more tender. So it's that half a pound of the calamari, and then a half a pound of shrimp. And then to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons or so of my hot pepper and mix this guy up. 30 minutes is good, but if you felt like it, if you needed to prep this the day ahead of time, you can go at least another day, which I have some ready. Did this yesterday. So I've got all my shrimp and the pepper marinating. Perfect. Ready to go. Now it's time to start the dish. What I have here is I have 1 batch of our San Marzano sauce. The other day I made a big batch of pasta, so I made 2 batches at a time. I have the 4 cups left, which is actually that one recipe. So 4 cups heated up in a pan, ready to go. And I'm going to start cooking my pasta. And if you start cooking it right now, it's going to time about right to finish. By the time all my seafood's ready, my pasta is going to be good. So the next thing I need to do is add my shrimp. I'm going to cook this for about 30 seconds and toss this in first before I put my mussels in. And the reason why we're doing that is because the shrimp tend to take a little bit longer because these are 16-20 size, maybe a little bit larger size. They're going to take a little bit longer before my mussels get done. So I'm going to cook these about 30 seconds in there. Then we go to add our mussels. We're going to add all of these guys at once. When you add these, I want to make sure that you stir this up very nice. You want to get all that hot sauce coating on these, and it's going to help to cook those mussels evenly. If you just leave some on the top, then some of the ones on the bottom are going to cook before the other ones are done. So that goes on. And then I have my lid. All right, after that 6 minutes, you're going to start to see your mussels open up a little bit. And then I add that half a pound of calamari and the rest of all that hot peppers in there. I'm going to stir that up and let this cook for another 2 minutes. All right, it's been that 2 minutes, and what I'm doing now is I'm taking out those mussels and making sure that all those are open. You're going to want to discard any that aren't open. These happen to do pretty well for me. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pasta, all right, and I add that to the pan. My pasta gets added, and what I like to do is I like to cook it maybe 1 minute less over there so that that last minute of cooking to bring it till that al dente stage, I'm going to make sure I cook within the sauce, so that helps to marry the flavor of the sauce inside the pasta. All right, so bring that pasta over and then start to plate this guy up. The pasta's soaked up that nice sauce. I've got my calamari, my shrimp, all perfectly cooked. You can see in there that my calamari is start to curl up a little bit. And the last thing I'm going to do is add some of these mussels right on the top of this. Makes a beautiful dish, really pretty easy to do. I got a couple steps. I make the sauce ahead of time. This thing will be done in no time. Nice spicy dish, but you know what? If you're like me, I happen to add maybe about 1 more tablespoon of that hot pepper spread because, you know, I don't think any more spice in your life is gonna hurt anybody.